Welcome back to another episode of Everyman Movie Critic. It's me, Johnny B, and my boy Scott. Say hello.
How you doing?
Anyway, and as always, make sure if you like this video, leave a like button, or hit the like button. Leave a comment below on what you thought, your thoughts on the show. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and of course, hit the notification button as well so you get updates on the next video that we come out with. So this week we're going to talk about what happened to certain genres of film. And one of the ones that we wanted to start off with was Goofball Comedies. And to give you an example of those kind of movies, we're talking about like Meatballs, Police Academy, stuff like that. If you can think of another one, what are some other Goofball comedies from back in the day? Maybe Caddyshack.
You said Caddyshack, you said Meatballs, you said, well, I would consider the Revenge of the Nerds ones too.
There you go. That's a good one. Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
And over time, they just kind of faded away. 80s was very popular with them. 70s was pretty popular with them. They had their golden age in the 80s pretty much. And the reason why I was thinking about Police Academies more specifically is because they're back on Netflix this month. Cheap plug for Netflix. I better get the money for that. But yeah, Police Academies. And it's the strange history with those is that the budgets were always the same, and then progressively they kept making less and less money. Now, for instance, Police Academy 1 made $81 million in the worldwide box office. But then the next one only made 33. Part 3 only made 43 million. Then 28 million, then 19 million, and then the direct-to-DVD sequel, Mission to Moscow, that only made $126,000. So I was kind of always wondering, as a kid, how are these movies still coming out when they're not really making anything at the box office? And I think they more had a bigger following on VHS, probably. Wouldn't you think?
Very well could be. Then again, most people might not even care about how much they made. If they like the movie, they like the movie.
That's true. Very true. Because for me, I will see a movie no matter what. I don't care what critics are going to say. Mm-hmm. My favorite so which out of the ones were your favorite of the Police Academies?
Up until Mahoney left, I enjoyed him more. Mahoney is my favorite character. I tend to be like a character, and I'm loyal to him with my sports teams, with everything. I pick something that's there, and that's who I'm loyal to. Mahoney is who I pick for that, and if he's not there, I don't like the movie as much.
Yeah, the next ones, the 5 and 6, and maybe even 7, was Lassard's nephew.
He's all right. He was
Eric
okay.
Lassard.
He was okay. He tried to be Mahoney, but
he definitely did not have the same vibe as that same goofball vibe. And I think Peter Gutenberg was more of an established actor back then anyway.
Yeah. With
Cocoon and other movies like that, he was just a big star back in those days. He even did that weird Disney movie there, Haunted Mansion or whatever, the original one, before Eddie Murphy remade it. Yeah, so yeah, I agree with you. I think Steve Martin definitely had the edge when it came. He was a good leader, and then when they brought in the new guy, you could tell he was kind of just forced into something that was already established. So he had an uphill battle, but he did a decent job. I mean, he wasn't as funny, but I definitely think he held his own. And again, he wasn't really an established actor. I can't even think of the guy's name, to be honest with you. I mean, I've seen him on TV shows since then. Like I think he was on an episode of Major Crimes or something on TNT or something. Another cheap plug. I'm never going to get residuals for that. I'm never going to get a check from Netflix or TNT. So I should just start plugging them, not plugging them anymore, or just edit it out of my videos. You guys, leave a comment below and tell me what you think, what I should do. And as always, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification button. But anyway, back to Goofball Comedies. So yeah, there was the Police Academies. Those were the more popular ones. Then you had another series of movies that just got progressively made less money was Revenge of the Nerds, because they started out with a hard R, and then they went to PG-13, which hurt, I think.
Like the Porky's movies?
They were all R-rated.
Yeah.
At least they kept them all R-rated, but they progressively did worse.
Yeah.
I never really watched this. I didn't like the second one, and the third one was where they were trying to marry off Meat
Yeah.
to Porky's daughter, ugly daughter. Anyway,
Back to the Revenge of the Nerds.
no. Well, Revenge of the Nerds I like because that was like one of those movies when you're a kid, you know, you're not supposed to watch it.
Well, see, what I liked about towards the end of that, they brought everybody back together for like one last hurrah.
Oh, the Nerds in Love?
Yeah, I mean, they did that. I mean, okay, if you're going to make a movie and it's going to be a reunion type of thing, everybody's got to come.
Except for what's his name? Anthony Edwards did not come back. They recasted him to be that fat guy who they thought would have looked like whatever his name was.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name. Leave in the comment below. Tell me what his name was again in the movie. I can't remember. Louis Skolnick, I know, but I didn't remember the other one. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. If you're making a movie and it's got to be a reunion a bunch of years later, it's got to be bringing everybody back for some point, even if they're there for like a minute.
And that's what they did.
Yeah.
And the courtroom scene at the end.
Exactly. That's what I like. I like to see you're bringing them back. You got to bring everybody in there so that everybody gets their just deserves.
But don't. I mean, I do get tired of actors who think they're too big to come back to their first properties.
Wedge.
What? Star Wars?
Yeah.
Wedge?
He didn't show up to the last one.
He was in episode 9.
He refused to be in the first one. He said he refused to be in them. He didn't want to do that. It was beyond that. So because he was beyond that, he's all of a sudden too good to be Wedge. No, I'm glad he was back, but yeah, I mean he wasn't too good to be Wedge.
Well, I'm glad he came back in the last one. I was very surprised. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen The Rise of Skywalker yet,
I didn't.
Whatever. You're behind on a lot of movies, but that's beside the point. Goofball Comedies. All right, so Meatballs. There's another one that started out strong, and then they just got progressively worse. And then direct-to-video. That's another topic we're going to talk about another time. Is direct-to-video movies? What's the difference between those and made-for-TV movies? Leave a comment in the comments below if you think you know the difference or what your opinions are of what the differences are between direct-to-DVD or made-for-TV. I think with direct-to-DVD you could get away with more.
Yeah, probably.
You could have nudity and you could have, say, more F-bombs. On direct-to-TV, they had to edit everything out.
Well, I mean, now they did upgrade a little bit of it. I mean, there's no upper nudity.
What were you
but
about
they
to
got
say?
butts. I mean, look at they did that with was it NYPD Blue had the big thing where they could show somebody's butt.
Yes,
keep going on with that. And
yep.
So there is parts of it that you can do, side boob, things like that. But yeah, but you're right. It's probably
sorry to all your moms who are subscribers to this channel. Scott talking about side boob and us talking
they got
about
one.
butts. I'm gonna have to edit that out. Jerk. Anyway, but yeah, I get what you're saying. They did more and more. They're pushing the envelope, but we digress from the goofball comedy thing. Let's see, another one, Meatballs. That was a good one. Caddyshack. They only made 2 of those, fortunately enough. The second one definitely did not do anywhere near, and they pretty much recasted the whole thing.
And you can't do that in a movie.
Chevy Chase was only the only one from the original, I think, that was in the next one, and he was only in there for like a hot second doing like little tidbit pieces there. He was more of a MacGuffin than anything.
Something that you said that I was thinking of now with that reminded me of Hot Wet American Summer. They made those into
then it was on
Netflix. That's what I was gonna say. They made a bunch of those for Netflix. They remade it, and it's kind of funny to watch them actually. I mean, I'm not saying that they're great movies, but they were kind of funny.
That first movie, yes, the movie was good, and then I did try to watch the TV series, and it's just funny how they try to bring people back 20 years later, trying to reprise the role from supposed to be a technical prequel to the movie itself.
That's what I thought was funny. They had the same people in there, and they dressed them up to try and make them look the same.
And they didn't even de-age them or anything. with Star Wars and Disney, how they can de-age everybody now, and I don't think they had the budget.
That's what made it funny.
Netflix didn't have the budget for that.
Or they didn't care.
They could have made it as part of the joke, yeah. that these guys who were 20 years ago were in a movie. There was a moderate success, more of a cult following than anything. But yeah, so that's today's topic about niche genres, or goofball comedies, excuse me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit a like if you did. Hit a like even if you didn't, because it's free to do that. Leave a comment, hit the notification button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next episode.